All
So,
right.
welcome everyone. I am excited to have everybody here. Thank you for joining and spending time with us on Thursday evening. Uh, Today, we're really focusing on driving revenue and turning a lot of the stuff that we've talked about over the last, I think we're 8 or 9 weeks into into these weekly meetings, into how do we have those cash conversations? How do we have those conversations? How do we generate the conversations that turn into revenue? All the work leading up to it is filling your pipeline, getting people interested, getting people engaged. And then at some point, you have to go from, hey, I'm really happy to help, to, hey, now it's time for you to start having conversations about getting paid for the work that we are going to do, the visibility, the things that we can provide for these businesses. And making sure that the vendors understand the value that we're offering and we're putting in front of them. And I want to make sure that we're approaching it in a certain way. It's by all means, is this the only way? No, but this is kind of putting things in a spin or an approach that doesn't focus solely on lead generation. Because as we are talking just lead generation, it puts us into a bucket of people that I don't think we want to really be and we don't want to compete against, because it's a nasty game and it's not very effective. And it sets a really weird expectation for the business owners. So that's really kind of where I want to focus and talk about today, because it's really important. It helps us put money in our pocket, helps us reach out to people, and helps us generate interest with our existing vendors, new vendors, agents, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to dive in. Move that out of the way. Present full screen. And hopefully everybody can see my screen. Tell me if you cannot. Um, Again, going beyond the listing, beyond just the free component, how XP becomes the business growth engine for these businesses, how we become a partner in a solution in their marketing strategy, as opposed to just being, a directory listing. So the conversation I had with Freddie in Houston, and he runs several groups, some of them larger, some of them kind of small, but he's got access to 150 to 200,000 people in his groups. And so I was talking to him about the directory, and then I pulled up an example of our directory on screen, and he was blown away. He's like, dude, you should have led with that. He's like, I was just thinking you're a line in an Excel sheet. That directory listing alone is going to blow most people away. And I want to make sure that we're positioning ourselves and showing the businesses that we talk to that we're more than just lead generation. We're more than just a Yelp listing. It really is part of their overall strategy for growing and building their business. And it's up to us to figure out where we fit in that process in their business. So this is a fun conversation. I think you're probably going to get some nuggets from some things I've learned the hard way, and some things that Ashley and I do every single day, and it's part of our DNA as to how we connect with people. So again, we're not lead generators. We're growth partners. If we position ourselves as a lead generation business, you are going to get businesses that are pissed off that they're not getting leads day one or day two, even though we're doing a ton of different work to get them shown to people to help connect them with other businesses. But because they didn't get a lead and they're going to position us as a lead gen business, they're going to have this weird feeling and they're going to think that we're not doing anything. So positioning ourselves as a growth partner and part of their overall strategy gives us the opportunity to say that we're not Angie, we're not Thumbtack, we're not the agency that's charging you 2 grand a month for running lead gen ads that don't ever convert. We are a different component. We are the best value you can get for $100 a month for your business, that is going to do more than just generate leads that you have to follow up with, you have to pay for, that you never connect with, that you don't convert, all of the things that they already don't like about lead gen businesses. So we're connecting with vendors, and we're more than just giving them clicks. We're helping them connect with their communities. Hopefully you guys see some of my posts that we put together around um, business shout outs. We try to do this every day in multiple groups to share the businesses, and that for the business that we're sharing is a huge win for them because they don't have people doing that. They don't have people that are, telling their story and sharing it. They're doing it on their own. So this helps build visibility, builds trust, and it means a ton to these businesses. I have them reach out to me in Messenger all the time when we share, like, hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Or they drop it in the comments and they say thank you. So by positioning ourselves as a growth partner and being willing to help them and do things that most people don't, it separates us from those lead gen businesses and gives us a different positioning when we're having these conversations. So hopefully that makes sense. So what are we going to talk about today is really XP and the XP network as your strategic ally for vendors. So whether you're a vendor or an agent or a vendor that's acting as an agent, we really want to make sure that we're positioning ourselves as that ally, as, hey, we're here to help. We're here to help you grow. We're here to find out where your holes are in your strategy, or maybe you don't have one, and figure out how we can help you move forward. Um, and again, it's helping vendors see XP as a system and not just a directory. Using NRTROs to keep conversations active. That's a hook for something we're going to talk about in a couple of slides later. Um, Lead with visibility and loyalty and trust, and not really a pressure sales conversation. They already get enough of those. Uh, the best people that we can talk to are somebody that has been on the phone with marketing agencies over the last 2 weeks, because the conversations we're going to have are very low pressure. How do we help? What are you doing? And then when you end with a $100 a month price tag, they're like, oh my God, this is, you're the best conversation I've had in 2 weeks. And that's all I've done is talk to marketing people. So if we do these things and we have the right conversations in the right way, and positioning ourselves as that visibility, we provide trust and sharing examples. Hey, these are posts that we did for a couple of businesses this week. Would you benefit from something like that? Of course they would. And of course they would like to have that. It shows them what we're doing and it builds trust immediately with us and those potential vendors. So what do we unlock with the vendors that we talk to? And this is, I've broken this up into 2 slides because I think it's important to go through some of the things that we do that are not strictly lead gen activities. What do we do? As an XP Pro, which is the paid membership, you obviously get the directory listing, trusted local presence. We're doing everything we can to build a really, really solid platform for these businesses to be listed on. They look good. It's well above and beyond most of what they're going to get. Agent promotion. That's a big opportunity. It falls a little bit in the lead gen bucket, but it's also, if we focus it on, hey, we're supporting, we're promoting, we're sharing your information, showing that it's people doing it. It's not some algorithm. We're not paying for space. We're not paying for ads. It's really honest. Me going out, sharing your information, commenting, and if I see somebody that needs your support or needs your help in type of business, I'm going to share your business. You're the one that I'm going to think of. So they get agent promotion. They get access to digital signage, real world visibility. The locations are growing all the time. This also turns into an opportunity that you can discuss digital signage, and they're like, I don't, what is that? Now you can go down the path of conversation around, well, if you know somebody that's got a high traffic space or you own a place that has high traffic areas, you could put up one of our digital signs. You can get paid for advertising from people in the network. You can help other people connect. You can have your business displayed on some of the digital displays within our community in areas that you serve. So this gives that opportunity to have a totally different conversation about something I guarantee they don't know we have. And again, we're just opening up the window to them of, we're not lead gen. We are a larger piece of their pie when it comes to marketing. Marketplace access. I was having a conversation with a business over the last week that sells candles. She's got 2 businesses. She does candles and she does something else. Hey, you need to put a space to sell your candles. Marketplace is a great opportunity. Oh, you're building up a your own store, you don't even have to have it built yet. You can use the marketplace here to help promote and to sell your products. Again, something they don't know that they don't know they have access to, and it's an added benefit that they weren't aware of. So these are just the first four. So let's go into the next ones. So what else do they get? They get access to the cashback system for customer loyalty. Customers come in, when they use the system, they make a purchase, the customers get cash back, they're more likely to return. Referral income. They refer a business, obviously they get paid. They refer a business that turns into another paid member, now they get the recurring. So they get to build another stream of revenue that they may not really have understood when we did the first conversation around building out their directory, getting them listed, all the front end stuff to get them business. Now we can reach back out later and talk to them about, hey, did you know that you do have the ability to make referral income and recurring income based on being a pro member? Again, sharing information, piquing their interest as to what they can benefit, how it benefits them, and why they should do it. Community support, we've got the WhatsApp channel, training tools, the stuff that we're doing here today, the stuff that Diana does every day, all of the different opportunities to get in front of people, to learn more, see how they can, how they can utilize the tools, the different marketing strategies that we teach and you can utilize and they can use to grow their business. And then printing, and all of the other opportunities within the network that allow them to get things at a discount. And we're looking at adding more tools to the vendor to the pro vendor upgrades that they would have access to at a much better price than they would if they were to try to go and do this on their own. So it's not, again, it's not just leads, it's not just the agents, it's access to stuff that they just need to help to grow and run and build their business. And then beacon payments, again, stuff that a lot of them are not going to know about. If they need a POS system or they're looking to change, the beacon payments option is a great opportunity to look at them and say, hey, we can get zero processing fees for these qualifying vendors. And if you need a POS system, whatever it may be, it's again another opportunity to have a conversation about something that they're all using. It could benefit them. Let's have a talk to see if it does. So these are just some of the benefits. They have access to everybody else in the network. The network is growing every single day. So as we add more people, they're going to have access to more people that are already part of the network. So their network grows just by default. And the hardest thing for a lot of these businesses is just to connect with other people, other business owners, other people that are looking for services. Maybe maybe they run a cleaning business and they need somebody that does paint, or they need somebody that does flooring, or they need a contact that does something else. Now, well, we've got the network to help you do that. We can help you connect. Who are you looking for? What is it that you need? And now again, we're more than just lead gen. We're more than just a directory. We're a marketing solution and a business solution for them as they continue to try to grow and fill gaps in their business. So I'm going to pause real quick. Does this make sense? Does this, any aha moments coming up here? Anything that, kind of hits home or it helps you understand the approach for how to talk to these vendors and have these conversations? Okay, I'm going to assume y'all got it. So we're going to move forward. And again, we're not pitching, we're partnering. What are some of the prompts or strategies that we can use to reach out to them? And as we're having these conversations is asking, and this is something I do in every one of my calls, especially in the discovery phase, to just try to find out where they're at. What are they doing? Now, what's your current marketing strategy? How are you getting leads today? How are you getting customers? How are you staying relevant? Most of the time when I've talked to these businesses, they've got a shit strategy if they have anything. They can't connect and they're just grasping at straws. And gives us a huge opportunity to come in as the expert to give them some type of avenue aside from them just getting referrals and hoping and wishing that their neighbor or their past customer is going to refer somebody to them. So asking some open-ended questions that we know that can lead us to, a conversation around, hey, you should probably upgrade because you're going to get X, Y, and Z that's really going to help fill that hole in your business. Um, if they're already an XP member, hey, how's your listing performing? Have you looked at it? Have you been in the platform? Have you have you done anything with it? Just asking those type of questions of the people that are already in the list. Um, hey, do you want to turn your visibility into bookings? That asking that question is going to probably pique some interest. You send that out in a text message or um, just an open conversation question to somebody. Hey, do you want to turn all that visibility that you're getting into actual appointments, actual customers? Most of the time, they're going to say yes. The next question is going to be how? Oh, well, no, let's hop on a call or let's sit down and walk through what the possibilities are once you become an XP Pro member. And then you can walk them through how we help them, find customers, connect with other people that, have their customers, how they can utilize the network to turn that visibility again into actual customers. And then again, we're framing the XP network as a system that helps convert all that visibility and all those tools and all that stuff into actual results that grow their business for next to nothing, for, a couple bucks a day. So I want to talk about the NRTRO. And the NRTRO is a new reason to reach out. And it's probably the basis for my approach. We do a lot of, semi-cold outreach. And Ashley does this every day. She probably goes through and does anywhere from 10 to 25 NRTRO messages between the different accounts and people that we're working with. And this is really key. So we do the cold outreach or the semi-warm outreach, and then we flip it up, and a week later, a month later, 2 months later, we'll send out an NRTRO message. That new reason to reach out. It's just giving us permission to reach back out to somebody that we've been having a conversation with, somebody that's in the network, someone that showed interest but never followed through, somebody that, maybe just blew us off, but now, maybe it's a good opportunity. It's a chance for us to reopen that conversation. And this helps to foster relationships, make sure that vendors continue to hear from us, customers, leads continue to hear from us, and it doesn't feel scammy, it doesn't feel spammy. It's just a honest reach out for us to connect with those people and rekindle conversations. So the NRTRO, and we're going to continue to work through this, is a critical piece of how we stay engaged and how we follow up for new reasons. Um, and it allows for regular contact, scheduling monthly or scheduling check-ins that add value. So we can reach out to somebody, hey, we are just opened up digital signage in your neighborhood or in your community. I'd really like to talk to you about it and show you what the possibilities are and how it works. Do you have a few minutes that we can chat sometime this week? Again, it's a new reason to reach out. They didn't know we had digital signage. It's brand new in their area. We've been doing it for months. They didn't know. It's a new reason for them. It doesn't have to be brand new. It's just new for them. And again, relationships equal growth, turning those casual conversations that we're having into, hey, strategical partnerships, and then constantly engaging. Those partnerships then become customers or paid vendors or referral partners, something along those lines. So utilizing a new reason to reach out, and I'm going to give you a couple examples here in a second, opens the door to have multiple conversations with the same people, because it's not about, hey, I followed up and they didn't close, or they followed up and they weren't interested. It's, I followed up, but what I was talking to them about at that time didn't land. It wasn't important to them. Maybe this next thing is going to hit them where they need to be hit, or maybe they're in a different mind state. Work is slowed down and now they need customers. And this is just the thing that's going to tip them over the edge to have that conversation. So you never know. And using this strategy gives us the opportunity to consistently stay in front of people and make those connections. So again, it gives vendors a reason to stay engaged, because all the vendors, maybe even the agents, they're not always going to be engaged. They're not thinking XP all the time. So we need to give them a reason to care. We need to give them a reason to be part of the network, to engage with people in the network, and the reconnect with value. So here's, one of the principles: reconnect with value. Hey, you want to be featured in our signage stream? Kind of just talked through that. We're talking about banners in Facebook groups. Hey, I've got a Facebook group that would really be interested in, having a banner sponsored. Is this something you'd want to do? Sure, why not? Okay, let's do it. Let's find out about it. Again, just opening the conversation. And then no pressure. We're just having conversations. Doing vendor shout outs. Here's a really good one. Reach out to 4 or 5 people that you already know that are you're on your list that you haven't reached out to in a while, and say, hey, we're going to do vendor shout outs this week. Do you want to be featured? Almost every time they're going to say yes. Who doesn't want to be featured in a free shout out? They just need to be part of the paid subscription in order to get that shout out. Great opportunity to reach out to them and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Building trust long term. Hey, you know what? We've got a new review strategy that we're working on. Do you want in? Again, open-ended questions, things that they may or may not know about, things that are going to pique their interest. But the whole idea is to get them to reply and be interested in what we're talking about. If they're not, if it doesn't fit, that's fine. We just move to the next one. But it gives us a new reason to stay engaged. And it gives them as a vendor a reason to pay attention to XP and what we're doing and to learn more about the solution overall. So here's a quick example that I thought when I put this together, this one kind of stood out to me as I was going through all the different examples. Hey, John, how's your XP listing doing? You want to do a quick review of it? See, if there's something we can do to add some pictures, just do a quick review. I'd love to share a few ideas, maybe to boost your visibility, and walk through some of the XP Pro tools you might not even be aware that they're out there or that you're using. You send this as a voicemail, have a phone call conversation, send an email, chat message. With that, again, what are we doing? We're coming across with value. I'm here to help. I'm here to support. And I'm gonna soft pitch them in the process of, hey, if you want to get access to this, it's $100 a month, no brainer. Let's go ahead and get you signed up. And it's a really easy conversation. You want help creating a message like this? Here's an AI prompt that you can put right into the AI assistant. Hey, create a casual message for, and I would put the vendor's name in here, who they are, what they do. I onboarded last month. I just want to check in on their listing performance and offer to review visibility and explain the pro features. And it will help you formulate that conversation to kick things off if you don't know how to get started. This allows us to turn those routine check-ins, those conversations, into an NRTRO moment that builds around relationships, and it makes feeling like, hey, I'm just trying to support your business, and it's not a sale. It's, hey, this is clearly the best opportunity for your business. You're not going to find a better marketing solution and a better marketing opportunity for what we're asking here. So let's go ahead and get you signed up and get you started and start getting you some access to some of the tools that you haven't had access to before, and get your business rolling. Again, easy pitch, easy conversation. Most of the time, they're just going to say okay, or they're going to be like really interested in learning more about how they do it and how they get signed up. And in-person events, this doesn't change for in-person events. You can utilize the same processes and same systems. They're relationship building opportunities. If you are in a place where you go to, in-person events, and I know in San Antonio, you guys have been having a lot of them, so it's a great opportunity to connect and learn and be face-to-face with people. We're not necessarily there to pitch, although we can if we need to, but we want to listen, we want to learn, we want to hear what they're running into, what their problems are. Because I had a really interesting conversation with a guy that was doing networking events. He spent a lot of time doing networking, and he pulled out of it, and he stopped going to like the chamber meetings and stuff, because he's like, I go there and the only thing these other people care about is pitching me their business. They don't want to learn about anybody else's business. They're just there to pitch their own business, and they don't care about anybody else. And if you can be the opposite of that, if you go into a networking event saying, hey, I want to learn as much about your business as I can, and maybe I can, help share and spread the word about your business, they're going to be way more open to talk to you than if you're going in there just pitching XP, 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 XP. So flipping it around and asking the questions and being the person that's listening and wanting more information is going to set you apart, and people will remember you. And then it gives us the opportunity to capture their information, follow up with them later, kind of NRTRO style with, hey, it was really great connecting with you. I'd love to learn more about what you're doing and see if we can come up with some type of a partnership. Again, open opportunity, open it up that people love to talk about themselves. And if you can position any conversation to how you can help them, they're going to be much more open to it than if it just come across as a pitch, because they get pitched all day long. So how do we take all the stuff that we've talked about and flip it into our power hour, which is, what we talk about every single week, is how do we condense that into a small amount of time? If we're super busy, we got stuff to do, how do we squeeze it in? So 15 minutes of engagement, comments, shout outs, reactions, engaging social media, that kind of stuff. 15 minutes of new outreach. NRTRO messages can fall into your new outreach. I think of anything that we haven't talked to somebody in probably 2 weeks or so is an NRTRO message. It's, hey, let's rehash something. Let's re-engage this person. So if I'm trying to get to 4 people a day or 10 people a day, this NRTRO can be 5 or 6 of those messages that, hey, I've already established a communication with this person. Let's resend a message. Let's make a phone call. Let's do something to try to rekindle this and talk to this person. That absolutely counts. Follow-ups. Again, NRTROs can come into this. Hey, I know we just talked a couple of days ago. You were interested in XYZ. Did you know that we also offer a marketplace where you can sell products? I know you mentioned that you were, trying to sell whatever it is that you're making and you needed a marketplace. This may be a good opportunity. Again, following up with a different reason to engage them and for them to reply. And then comment or content posting and planning. So I'll be honest, this week I've really been behind the 8 ball. Ashley has done such a good job of scheduling my conversations and my meetings that I've struggled to get my content done for next week. I'll get it done over the next couple of days, but this is the part that's had to suffer a little bit and is a little moved to the back burner because I've had so much of the other stuff going on. And I do know that you can't lay off the content. I've had, I think, 5 people reach out to me in the last 2 weeks that have solely done this based on content. They've been following me for a long time. They like what I've been posting, and it has turned into, hey, I want to work with you conversations. So content works. It's just a slow process, and it takes discipline to do. So even though it feels like if something's going to slip, content's it, don't, because that's what's going to feed your funnel 6 months, 8 months, 10 months down the road. It's going to be people that are learning more about you as you continue to share. So try to get everything in, try to do it all. It's only an hour, but it gives you a really good opportunity to fill your funnel, keep yourself busy talking to actual people that are prospects, good customers that are actually going to pay you, pay, XP, grow their business all at the same time. So it's a huge opportunity. Continue to manage your hour and your time and get the most out of it. So what's our checklist for this week? Goal should be to send at least 3 NRTRO messages a day. I told you I've got Ashley doing this, and she does anywhere from, I think, 5 to 20, somewhere in that ballpark. So sending 3 a day shouldn't be difficult, especially if you're using your power hour. And then commit to offering upgrades to at least 3 vendors. 3 people that you talk to should be offered the upgrade. Whether they say yes or no is irrelevant. You want to, if people can't say yes if they don't know what the offer is. So you have to offer it. Even if you're uncomfortable or whatever it may be, you have to offer it. You have to have the conversation so you can understand what the objections are, be better prepared for those. But that gives you at least the opportunity for them to say, yeah, hey, let's do it. And now you've made the sale and you've upgraded them, and now they're filling a better niche or a better hole in their marketing. So absolutely, you need to commit to doing a minimum of 3 upgrade offers this week. It should be every week. And then if you have time or you have it in your community, attend a vendor event, do something or connect with people face to face, have conversations to learn more about the businesses and the run and kind of what they're running into and what their problems are. So that's our checklist. It's a smaller list this week. I think we've done a really good job of building the foundation. This is just gives us permission to reach out to people that we've talked to, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago and talk to them again for a new reason. And remember, we're not selling upgrades. We're unlocking their business's opportunity for growth. And we're just doing this through honest conversations, one-on-one conversations with, hey, how can we help you? How can we help you grow? We're here as that support mechanism for your business.